The pictures and images that I remember were just thousands and thousands of Vietnamese people trying to climb the wall, trying to get on the aircraft, on the ships, on anything that was leaving. I just remember watching that and thinking mostly of like I had two different interpreters, and we had quite a few people close to us in that little bitty village. And my only thought was they weren't where they could even hope to get on a airplane, a boat, or anything. They were inland, and I would suppose shortly thereafter they were gone. At the end of other wars that I call real wars were joyous occasions, because like the European War, that was almost fall of the world. And Korea, a bit the same, but as everyone knows, the Vietnamese War was probably not even what people would like to call a war. And the attitude of the country at the time, I don't think anyone was joyous about the actual result.
And I had joined the Army because of what President Kennedy had said about asking not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. And so there we were, and it was all coming to an end. And we have to think whether it was a good thing or not. I think later the books that came out and McNamara and the things that were said, I was very idealistic in those years, but I truly believed in our country and our mission, and I know as an individual, I'm proud of my service and that of the men and women I served with. We did a lot of good for our soldiers and a lot of good for the civilian population when we had an opportunity. I don't know if it's worth 55,000 lives.
My memories of the fall of Saigon would have been, I think I might have come in to watch a Broncos game, or maybe I saw a news clip, saw some scenes in the background of Saigon. Any and all of those could act as a prompt or a trigger for other memories, and I pretty much just wanted to stay away from all that. I didn't have any great feelings one way or the other. We had supported, while I was there, we had supported puppet governments. I was in a country where my peers said I was a baby killer, and the old guys said you didn't win it. We were World War II vets, and then I was carrying a monkey on my back with just grief from loss of an awful lot of people that didn't seem very necessary.
The best way I know how to describe it, you heard about comments of families from veterans who were lost over in Iraq, and their feelings of how we left there is no different for those of us that served in Vietnam. Sure sounds familiar. A kind and gentle people. You hated to abandon these people.
Leaving the equipment, leaving everything. And so they marched all through that country we fought for down till they got to the end in Saigon. And I watched it, and I just sit there and just shook my head. Shook my head because our people that we lost, and the people that I noted are on the wall, one being my roommate from OCS. When Jerry was killed, I heard the chatter on the radio that night that says he was operating up in that area, and your mind goes to them. It goes to them that are on the wall, or those like Sergeant Brown, who had no legs now, and So it was a pretty sad day to me, a very sad day. But we were soldiers, we did the best we could.